What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite, and welcome back to Reimagining Manchester United. Today we'll be playing Leicester and Blackburn in the FA Cup. I said we'd be back for Leicester-Tottenham, but the Blackburn match caused Tottenham to be rescheduled. So we're going to do Leicester-Blackburn. If you look at the table, we are currently 5 points clear of Liverpool. We are 7 points clear of Chelsea, but we have 2 games in hand on Chelsea, so us and Liverpool are kind of running away with it right now. As long as we win our games in hand, we'll be pretty comfortably ahead of 3rd and 4th place. If you look at the schedule since we were last here for Chelsea Arsenal, we played West Brom, who were in the relegation zone. We fully rotated our squad, and we beat them 3-0. Pretty comfortable victory. 2 goals by Martial, a goal by Edinson Cavani. We then played Man City in the EFL Cup quarterfinal, and we lost on penalties. It was a disappointing game. It was a pretty even match. They had more XG. We had more shots on target. So, pretty even match. Probably deserved to be a draw at full time, but we should have won the penalty shootout. Pogba and Greenwood missed 2 in a row to knock us out of the EFL Cup. So that was disappointing, but then followed that up with a pretty comfortable victory over Sheffield United, who are also in the relegation zone. Rashford with the goal, Sutalo with the goal, an own goal, and a Bruno Fernandes penalty in the 2nd minute. We then faced Everton, beat them 2-0. It wasn't quite as comfortable as the 2-0 scoreline would show because we scored in the 95th minute to get the 2nd goal. Martial with another brace. He has been on fire recently. Then played Burnley. We beat them 3-0. Martial with another late goal. He scored in the 89th and 92nd minute. So again, it wasn't quite as comfortable as the scoreline would make it seem. We only had 1 goal lead we didn't have a single goal until the 73rd minute, so we were struggling in the early parts of the game, but we finally picked it up at the end. Then played Lincoln City in the FA Cup 3rd round. We beat them 3-1. Again, it was 3 later goals in the 60th, 62nd, and 77th minute to give us the win. We weren't all that convincing. We did rotate the squad quite a bit because we felt pretty comfortable against Lincoln City, even with our backups, but our players we played didn't really do that well. Diallo got a start, and he played pretty poorly. Greenwood didn't play well. Greenwood's not been in very good form recently. After pretty good form in last episode, he's really cooled off. So it's become the Martial and Rashford show. We then played Leeds. We beat them 3-1. Martial with 2 goals again, including 1 in the 93rd minute. Martial is the king of late goals. And Rashford with a goal in the 45th minute. So they actually took the lead. We came back within 3 minutes and scored the equalizer, and then we kind of left it a little bit late, but we finally got the win in the 71st and 93rd minute. Again, we haven't been the most impressive with our victories. The scorelines look pretty good, but we're scoring a lot of late goals. So hopefully we can look better here against Leicester and Blackburn. I will be rotating quite a bit for Blackburn, so you get to see a little bit of the backups against Blackburn Rovers. You get to see the first team versus Leicester. This is what I'm going with. We actually have quite a few injuries and a suspension. Fred is injured. He's got a cold, so he's out for 2 days. Tella's got injured. He's out for 4 to 9 days with a twisted ankle. Phil Jones is just coming back from his injury, his long-term injury he had. He's in the rehabilitation phase. Wan-Bissaka got injured. He's out another 2 days. Bruno Fernandes is suspended. And Eric Bailly got injured. He's out for another 6 days. So quite a few injuries, but Tuanzebe is going to have to start. Sutalo is going to have to start at right back because Brandon Williams also got injured, but he's just coming back. He's not fully match fit, so he'll start on the bench. Sutalo will start at right back. Camavinga is going to start at Regista because Van de Beek has to start at Mazzala because Levitt and Hannibal have to be on the bench for our midfield because we're without 2, our first team midfielders. So pretty weak bench when it comes to the midfield. And then the 2 men up top who've been doing very well, Rashford and Martial. Hopefully they can keep their form going. Let's get into the game. See if we can beat Leicester. I think they're in 9th place the last I saw. They're doing decently well in the league. If we get into the team talk, I'm going to say I fully expect you to keep our run going and win this match. And I have faith. And they're already motivated, so I don't need to tell them I have faith. Will you look to attack here? I'm looking to play a free-flowing attacking game. Bruno Fernandes is suspended. How big of an absence will he be today? Bruno is hard to replace, and that's putting it lightly. He is one of our best players. He's been very good on the season, so it is a pretty big loss to be without Bruno Fernandes, but We were without him last game too, and we still won. So they've got a pretty strong squad. Barnes, Vardy, and Albrighton in the front three. Looks like they were without a couple of their starters, so hopefully that means we can have a pretty good performance here. Jose Perez is starting behind the striker. Tielemans is starting on the bench. Madison is starting on the bench, and Didi's starting on the bench, so they've actually gone a little bit of rotation here. We've got a corner, and Van de Beek puts it into Harry Maguire, who gets his 7th goal of the season. A nice corner goal from Harry Maguire. He's the man you want to be looking for on the corners. Slabhead himself. He is a good threat from corners. He finally gets his goal. He hasn't scored in a while, so it's nice to see him back on the score sheet. So we've got another highlight here from a throw-in. Camavinga over to Van de Beek. Over the top to Alberto Moreno. He's starting over Luke Shaw because Villarreal have been complaining about his game time, and I don't want to lose him. I don't want him to be recalled. So I'm going to play him until the transfer window closes. And we're without Tella, so we might as well play him. And then once the transfer window closes, I'll go back to Luke Shaw and tell us it's my 1 and 2. But I just don't want to lose him because we don't have much depth at fullback right now. We have been dominating them in this game. 7 shots, 6 on target. We've been pretty good with our shots. They're actually dominating us for possession, though. They have 62% possession, which is not ideal, but this isn't a tactic where I really focus about possession at all. Like, it's mostly playing on the counterattack, so possession is not important for this tactic. But I'd like to see a little bit more than that. Like, we should not be getting dominated that bad. Like, that is substantially bad. So, hopefully we can get a little bit more of the ball. I'm not going to change anything in our instructions to try to hold on to the ball more. Like, I want to keep playing like we have been because it's been working pretty well. Rashford with the ball down the right-hand side. We're going to put in a cross. Going to pull it back to Sutalo. Puts in the cross. Puts it across for Camavinga. Gets blocked. Puts it to the back post for Alberto Moreno, but he gets blocked. And he will not get to the ball first. Chowdhury gets there first. They look to push a lot of men forward. They've got a chance here at the back post with Harvey Barnes, but it's a nice save by David De Gea. That was a pretty good counterattack by Leicester. They really rushed men forward, and we could not get our men backwards in time to stop the threat. But we head out the corner. Martial will not get there ahead of Albrighton, but that'll probably be the end of the highlight. Maybe. Not quite. So with Justin and Chowdhury on the left-hand side, into Pratt. Looks like this highlight's going to continue. It's out to Ricardo Pereira. Decent tackle attempt by Moreno, but he misses the ball. Pereira pulls it back, but Lindelof gets it clear. Into Martial, who's going to get intercepted by Fofana. But that's the highlight, so I don't know why that highlight continued. Nothing really happened, but they have another highlight here. Ricardo putting it into Pratt. Into Jose Perez. Ricardo in a lot of space. Finally get to close him down. Bertrand Moreno blocks the cross. Into Pratt again, though. Chowdhury, they're just playing it all around us. Like, we need to really win the ball at some point and go on a counterattack because that's where we're deadly. We've been very good on the counterattack recently, too. So if we could just win this ball, but it's a nice ball through to Albrighton, and it gets blocked. What a block. Is that Slabhead? I think that was Slabhead. Pogba's tired. I don't know why he's so tired already. He was fully match fit going into this game, and he's already tired going into halftime. We have been the dominant team in terms of chances, but like I said, we were getting dominated in possession. But I don't really care about his possession as much as I care about creating shots and shots on target. So we're doing what we should be doing. I'm going to put my hands together and say I'm not happy though because we've not been good enough. We cannot be dominated by possession that badly. Like I don't care about possession, but I want it to be a little bit more even than that. Like 63 to 37% is very bad. Pogba, we get another free kick. Pogba gets the header from Donny van de Beek. We are 2-0 up after 2 set pieces. We are set piece FC. Nice header for Paul Pogba at the back post. Keeper didn't stand a chance. I'd like to see some more open play goals, but I'll take set piece goals. I'll West Brom it. They have another attack here. They're going down our right-hand side quite a bit. Sutalo heads it out, though. Now looking down the left-hand side, Justin's in a lot of space, puts it through to Harvey Barnes, puts it across, and a nice block by Twanzebe. We just barely get the ball clear. It looked like that was going to be a first sure goal. Had the easy pullback, but Twanzebe did well to get in front of the ball. Donny Van de Beek has been amazing this game. I don't really want to take him out. He is tired, but him and Pogba are playing well. And this game is not, we're not completely clear in this game yet. They can definitely come back. They brought on Ndidi. They brought on Under. They're going for this game. So we have to be very vigilant. Donny Van de Beek steals the ball. Got a chance to put a ball through for Martial, and he does. Martial, of course he scores. Donny Van de Beek to Anthony Martial. And we are up 3-0. We've not had possession, but we've had all the chances. I think I'm going to pull Pogba. Who'd be better, Levitt or Hannibal? Levitt's a little bit tired, so I'll bring in Hannibal Mejbri. We should be able to see this game out now. Nice little counterattack here. Van de Beek with a good ball through to Martial. And Martial, who's been on fantastic form, of course finds the back of the net. Great to see. They're starting with another highlight here. Starting off the kickoff. Going left to Albrighton. It looks like they're taking Harvey Barnes off, which I'm surprised by that. I'd figure they'd take off Albrighton before they took off Harvey Barnes. Barnes has been pretty dangerous in this game, too. He's put in some pretty decent crosses, gotten some pretty decent runs to the back post, or to the byline, I mean. Martial with another attack here, but he gets saved by Schmeichel. I don't think he's ever scoring from that angle, but it's worth a shot. We get a corner out of it. We've been good on set pieces this game, so Harry Maguire gets his head on it, but he heads it over. Donny Van de Beek is on a 9.5. What a game by Donny Van de Beek. Playing in a not natural position for him. I guess he's in a pretty natural position, but he's more of our Regista than he is our Manzala, so playing somewhere we didn't really anticipate him playing. I'm going to take off Alberto Moreno. He's on a yellow, and he's tired. Bring on Luke Shaw. Probably take Van de Beek off for another last sub. 88th minute. Might as well take him off now. Bring on Dylan Levitt. Should see this game out. Liverpool still haven't played yet, so we don't know if they're going to win their game. So we might still only be 5 points clear, but we dominated them. 21 shots, 14 on target. We finally pulled the possession back a little bit in the second half. I'll take 43% to 57%. I'm okay with that possession difference. It's just when it gets up to 63, 64, 65% that it gets a little bit out of hand, but they didn't do anything with their possession. When we had the ball, we were dangerous with it, creating good chances. That's what this tactic does. So I'm happy. I'm going to say, good win, boys. Well done. You've got to be pleased with the result and a performance as impressive as that. I saw plenty of good things out there, and that's particularly satisfying. So they are now 9th in the league, 27 points. We are top on 48. Like I said, Liverpool still has to play. I'm guessing they're going to... I don't know who they're actually going to play. They're the only team left on 17 games played. We've got Blackburn Rovers next. We will rotate the squad quite a bit for it. We won't go full rotation like we did against... who was it? Who was our last FA Cup game against? Against Lincoln. Yeah, we won't go full rotation like we did against Lincoln. But we'll rotate quite a bit. So you can see some of the backup players. See how they do. I'll join you for the Blackburn game. For you, it'll only be a moment. For me, it'll be about 5 minutes. So I'll see you right about now. And we are back for the Blackburn Rovers match in the 4th round of the FA Cup. I've got the squad I'm going with on the screen. It's a pretty rotated squad. Bailly's going to have to play because he's just coming back from his injury, and I want to get him match sharp. McTominay's playing starting for the first time since he got injured. Brandon Williams and Moreno on the wings. Van de Beek's getting his job back. He's starting again this game because he was so good last game. I want to keep his good form going. So he's going to stay in the midfield. Dylan Levitt's going to partner him. And up top, we're going to go with Cavani and Greenwood. So it's a pretty rotated squad, not fully rotated squad. Bench is pretty strong. Bruno Fernandes on there, Fred on there, Matic, Shaw, Bissaka's back. Sutalo is the backup center back. So we're getting some players back from injury. This is the squad we're going to go with. This should be good enough to beat Blackburn Rovers. Let's get into the game, see if we can do that. I'm going to point my finger and say we're favorites and should be winning this one comfortably. Motivated some players. Not really motivating them with faith. That's surprising. Usually that works, but not this time. It's not the best weather for football out there today. How do you think the conditions will affect your performance? My players can adapt to any situation. A little bit of weather isn't going to affect us. You've chosen to leave out Pogba out of your starting 11 with his place going to somebody else. Are you therefore not quite as interested in this competition as Mothers? It's a long season and rotation is necessary. Paul is a very good player, and he, like anyone else, will be subject to this sort of treatment at any given juncture in the season. I've got Bruno Fernandes on the bench, so if we're struggling and I need to bring in an impact midfielder, I'll bring in Bruno Fernandes. He's been out the last 2 games, so it'd be nice to see him get some game time back, but only if we need him to. If we don't need him, I'm not going to bring him on because I don't want to risk him getting injured or suspended for a further round of the FA Cup. We're starting with the throw in here on the right-hand side. Brandon Williams do a long throw, looks like. He's going to throw it in towards Cavani, who heads it on to Greenwood, who gets blocked, but it falls to Scott McTominay, who is onside. I did not think he was going to be onside, but Scott McTominay is onside, and he scores a goal in his first game back from injury. That's a good start to the game. In the first 15 minutes, we score a goal. Cavani to Greenwood. How is he onside? Who puts him onside? I got to watch that again. Let's see. Let's see how he's onside, because it did not look like he was onside. He's offside. Did it not count? Wait, what? He was offside, right? Wasn't he offside? Can I go back? Can I just go to the goal? Close this. Cavani heads it on. He's offside. When it comes to Greenwood, he's still offside. I'm confused. How is that goal not offside? Hello? Is that actual VAR doing actual VAR things? I'm confused. Someone let me know if there's some rule I don't know of that keeps him onside. I know you can't be offside from a throw-in, but he got headed on from 2 players. But McTominay was in an offside position both times. So I don't know how that goal stands. Let me know if I'm just being stupid, but I'm confused. So whatever, it's a goal. I'll take it. I don't think we need any help against Blackburn Rovers, but if we can get help from VAR, I'll take it. Donny van de Beek with the ball. See if he can keep his good form going. Played fantastically well last game. Was the best player on the pitch. Out left to Alberto Moreno. Van de Beek is in the box, but it's looking for Greenwood at the near post, but it gets saved by Kaminsky. Not at the best of crosses. But not a great clearance by Kaminsky. He puts out to Camavinga. Donny van de Beek on the ball. Camavinga has been disappointing this season. He's averaging like a 6.6 in his last 5 games. Pretty much averaging a 6.6 on the season. I hoped he would be better to start out than he has been. I knew he wouldn't be as good as, he wouldn't be the best player coming out because he's still a young player. He still doesn't have the best attributes right now. I mostly bought him for the future, but I was hoping he'd be a little bit better this season. Looks like he's having a decent game, though, at least. He's on a 6.9. Was just on a 7, but it's gone down a little bit. He went down to a 6.8 for a second, but that's going to be how the first half ends. Not the most impressive performance, a questionable goal, and that's all that happened. I'm going to say I'm not happy. Dylan Levitt's demotivated. I'm going to say no pressure. It doesn't seem to bother him, but we've been the better team. We have 10 times their XG, over 10 times their XG. Well, no, almost exactly 10 times their XG, so that's pretty cool. Greenwood's 1 yellow card away from suspension, but I'm going to keep him on. He's been our backup right now. He was very good last episode, but since then he's really not done anything. It's about time to make a sub. This center midfielder, this libero role just doesn't do anything. I like the role, but they get bad ratings every single game. I don't know if I've had a single good game from a libero, but it hasn't been any different when I've been playing the ball-playing defender on cover. when we're at the more defensive tactic, they still always get a bad rating. So I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's the players or if it's the role. But Van de Beek with another pretty good game. I'm going to keep him on because if we get another goal, I'll take him off. But I'm going to keep him on for now. I actually don't think I'm going to make any subs. There's nothing I really want to change. So I'm just going to keep it going the way it is. If we need a goal, I'll bring on Bruno Fernandes. Probably for Levitt. If we don't need a goal, I'll probably... If we get a goal, I'll take off Van de Beek. But I want to get 2 goals ahead before I take off one of our better players. We have a chance here, and it goes to Cavani, but it gets... I don't know if it got saved or if it hit the post. Shot gets saved. Come very close to scoring our second goal, but we can't quite find the back of the net. I'm going to demand more from this team because we've not been good enough. We should not only be beating Blackburn Rovers 1-0. I know they're a decent team. Pretty sure they're in the championship, right? But still, we're one of the best teams in the Premier League. We should be handling a mid-table championship team. Dylan Levitt hasn't had the best game. He is tired. I'm going to bring on Bruno Fernandes to see this game out. Camavinga's tired. He's played okay. I'll bring on Matic. I'll only make those subs for now. If we get another goal, I'll take off Van de Beek, but doesn't look like we're going to get another goal. I'll take off Van de Beek just to be a time-wasting sub. Bring on Fred. Oh, and they get a highlight. Please don't kick us in the bollocks. Twanzebe heads it out. Greenwood got a lot of space to run into, and he's got a lot of pace. He should beat his man. He gets to the... Yes. Mason Greenwood puts us up 2-0. Seals the game with a nice little counterattack. That is why I love having pacey strikers in this tactic, because you just get so many great counterattack goals where they just use their pace to just run at the goalkeeper, and just they have good finishing too, so they're able to find the corner of the net. It wasn't the most impressive game. Like, none of our games recently have been that impressive, but we get the victories, so that's what really matters. We're getting wins in all these games, so I'm going to say that was a bit of a let-off. We weren't good enough. We had to step things up against better opposition. That wasn't quite good enough. We should be beating Blackburn Rovers like 4 or 5-0. Bruno Fernandes picked up another yellow card today. He got another yellow. He was on for like 2 minutes, taking his tally to 13 for the season. Does that record concern you? In the role he plays as a manager, you have to accept he's going to pick up cards. Mason Greenwood's goal, a place shot into the bottom corner, is one of the highlights of the match. Wouldn't you agree? That's what Mason was capable of. It's a magnificent strike from a magnificent player. Wasn't that good. Good finish, but I mean, it was more the run than anything. But he didn't have to beat anyone with pace. He was already kind of through on goal when he got the ball. That keeps us at the top of the league. Liverpool have now played a game extra. They beat Leicester 4-1. So we have a game in hand on Liverpool, and we're 2 points clear. We're sitting pretty at the top of the league. I don't think we hammered Blackburn. We were the much better team, but I wouldn't say we hammered them. But if you look at the schedule, been on a pretty good run in the Premier League. Ever since that kind of blip to Newcastle, we haven't dropped a point. So for the next episode, man, we've got Atalanta, Liverpool, Man City. We've already shown Liverpool and Man City already this season, so I don't know if I want to show them again. I don't know what to do. What should our next game be? Kind of want to show at least the second leg against Atalanta, but there's no good games around that. I might show Man City in the second leg against Atalanta. Skip the Liverpool game. I want to show the Manchester Derby, and it's away from home, so see if we can get revenge on them for our 1-1 penalty loss in the EFL Cup. The other time we played them, we beat them 2-0 at home, so I'll show you the second Manchester Derby of the season and the second leg against Atalanta in the next episode. I'll see you then. Thank you for joining me. See you later.